This video is to help you when you have something that you want to prepare for, so something where you want to feel prepared. I'm often coaching my clients when they're getting ready to do things like go for job interviews or give presentations, deliver sessions, maybe go live on social media or do a video like this, or maybe just to have an important conversation, a conversation that feels difficult. And there are two main mindsets that I see come up when we're having these conversations that can be problematic in terms of how they affect our approach to the preparation. So I want to share those with you so that you can be aware of them and look out for them, avoid them. And then I'm going to offer you an alternative approach to the preparation as well. So I'll share the two mindsets with you first. And as I'm just talking this through, just listen and notice, does this feel familiar? Is this something that comes up for me? So the first one is where we're thinking that in order to feel prepared, there's a list of things that we need to do. So preparatory activities. So it may be doing research, it might be scripting something out, it might be rehearsing something, it might be coming up like for an interview, it might be coming up with lots of examples that you can use when you're answering questions, coming up with all the possible questions that they might ask you, coming up with the questions that you want to ask them. So all of the things that have to be done in order to feel prepared. And usually the list is pretty long. And usually we also think that it's going to take quite a bit of time. So we can start thinking that I need a clear day for this. I need to clear a weekend. I need to create space for all of this preparation. And what this usually creates is one of two things. Either we get completely overwhelmed by the list of things and the time it will take, and it just doesn't feel possible. And so we don't do it. And then we tell ourselves we're not prepared to do the thing that we're going to do. The other thing that happened is that we attempt to do it all. And so we clear space. Maybe we give a weekend over to it, maybe an evening, maybe a few evenings. We stay up late. We cancel the things in order to do it. And we do all of the activities from a real feeling of pressure that I need to do these things in order that I'm prepared so that I can go in feeling prepared. And then we kind of use up all the time and we tell ourselves, okay, I'm as prepared as I can be now. So we either we're overwhelmed and we don't do it, we tell ourselves that we're not prepared, or we do it from pressure. We use up as much time as we can and we tell ourselves that we're as prepared as can be now. And when we're doing this, we're missing the fact that at any point in that process, we could tell ourselves that we're prepared. We load quicker. So that's the first mindset to look out for. And then the second one, and it interacts, but it's where we're confusing the idea of being prepared with being perfect. So confusing preparation with perfection as if one creates the other. So if I do all of the things and I'm really prepared, then I will be perfect. I'll give flawless answers. I'll give a really articulate presentation. I won't make any mistakes. And what happens when we're in this mindset is that we can become really focused on doing it right and preparing and scripting and coming up with all of the perfect examples for the interview questions. And we can miss a lot of our inherent value when we're doing that. So we can be preparing to give like this flawless, articulate presentation and missing the fact that it actually might be more valuable for us to present in a way that's more natural, more authentic. We might come across better in that way. And we might also present a different example to someone else, that you don't have to be perfectly scripted and over prepared, that you can speak naturally and still be effective, still give value. And something that I see along the same lines when people are preparing for interviews is that we take on board that instruction that we should have examples to give of how we've demonstrated skills and experience in the past. And so we'll spend a lot of time thinking about and preparing those examples. And we'll miss the actual opportunity to think about what is the actual answer to the question. I was coaching somebody recently, and we were talking about preparing to answer a question around her experience and her abilities. Did she have the ability and the experience in a particular area? And she was very focused on what are the examples that she has to evidence this. And what I pointed out to her that was really just as important was, did she believe the answer to the question was yes? Like, did she believe that she had the experience and the ability first, and then have the example to back that up? So we can miss a lot in our inherent value when we're focused on giving that kind of perfect performance and getting to that point from doing all of the preparation. And also what that approach leads us to usually is quite a lot of self-criticism after the event, because inevitably we're all human. Hopefully most of you watching this video are human, and therefore we're not going to be flawless. We're not going to be perfectly polished. And so if we believe that the preparation will make us perfectly polished, then we're not, generally then what happens in our brain is we go, okay, I mustn't have prepared enough. And so we think that next time we have to prepare even more. And this is where it interacts with that first mindset, where that, like, next time the list gets even longer of all of the things that we need to do. So those are the mindsets I want you to look out for. And then I'm just going to give you an alternative way to approach whatever it is that you want to feel prepared for. And now the first part of that is just to ask yourself the question, how am I ready to do this now? How am I already prepared? If it was happening right now, how am I prepared? And spend some time with this, really answer the question, especially if this is something that you think you want to like put some time into preparing. Take the first 5 or 10 minutes of that time that you want to give to it and answer this question, because it will save you a lot of time overall. So you could sit down and write this out, like, how am I already ready? What's all the experience I have? What are all the transferable skills I've got? And what do I know about me? What do I believe to be true about me, which means that I can do this now if I choose to, if I had to. So start there. And then the second question that I want you to ask yourself is, and what would support me? So I'm already prepared. I could do it now. And what would just support me? And I want you to use the answer to that question to base your further preparation on. So would it support you to have an outline? Would it support you to have a full script? Would it support you to rehearse? Would it support you to identify potential questions and come up with some examples? Would it support you to have some time to relax while you're preparing, to get good sleep, to get good food? Like, use the answer to that question to form your preparation plan. And some of the things in that plan might be some of the things that would be on the list if you were in the first mindset, but approaching them from the belief that you're already prepared and this is further support is going to feel very different from that pressure of, I need to do these things in order to feel prepared. And so that's the other thing just to mention as well, is that then as you're going through that plan, just look out for your brain wanting to take you back to those perfectionist and over preparing mindsets, and keep bringing it back to the how am I already prepared. So ideal if you have taken the time and written that out, you can go back and keep reminding your brain that I'm already prepared and I'm doing these extra things to support me. So I hope that's really helpful, and you can save this and come back to it when the next time that you're preparing for something. And if you have any questions about how to apply this to your specific situation, get in touch with me and I'd love to help you with that. Okay, bye for now.